So, designing a car, as Lily said, is very important to not only look at the past 100 years, also look at the next 100 years. So we're in a time zone between 100 years. We tried to put that into this car. So we've got a look in the past, certainly, because Nuccio Bertone is a very, very important element that rewrote the history of the automobile industry. But also look into the future, because he's always intuitively looking into the future. What we can say about the name Nuccio Bertone. Okay, as Freddie Mercury just said, made in heaven. I mean, this car was made in heaven. This car was a tribute to Nuccio Bertone, and tried to capture that feeling that he's always put into his cars, and it's always been an intuitive provocation looking forward into the future. We try to look and find one car that could be the symbol of Bertone DNA in the past, and it's out of the hundreds of cars that we've done, designed, and manufactured. For me, there's only one. It's the very best of all, the Strato Zero. I fell in love with this car when I was 16 years old in Seattle, Washington. I saw the photograph of it. That was it. I hung up my desire to become an architect, and I said, now I'm going to become a car designer. It changed my life. So let's hope that maybe this car, the Bertone Nuccio, could change the life of some young kid on the other side of the world. They'll also become a car designer, or a car engineer, or an entrepreneur like Lily. One interesting thing about this car is that Lily has been following this development of this vehicle since the first sketch to the first model, all the way through the development of it, because she wanted to make sure we didn't misinterpret her ex-husband's philosophy of design. We wanted to make sure this car had a lot of DNA, Nuccio Bertone, in it. And if you look at the overall architecture of the vehicle, it's a typical two-seater, mid-engine supercar. Nuccio Bertone invented the supercar. Before there were sports cars, Nuccio transformed it into supercars. Before there were cab rearward cars, he invented the cab forward car. So these are giant steps in the history of the automobile. I like to tell my young designers, we are walking in the footsteps of giants. We have the very big pleasure, the very big responsibility of carrying this bee on our lapel. So the vehicle, as you can see, the most important reference to the Strato Zero is the windshield. A converging windshield, which is very important to see how narrow it is at the base, how wide it is at the top. So we put a line right through the eye level to make sure visibility is good for the driver. We use this line as a pivot point for the windshield, so make sure the guy sitting inside has good visibility outside. Because comfort and safety is very, very important, even in high-performance sports cars. So as this line came inward, this line came outward. You see how wide this is, how far it sticks out over the side of the car. It also sticks up above the car. This is what we call the eye of the crocodile. Crocodiles are amazing animals. Beautiful, beautiful animals. We've done lots of reptiles for this car. And I think this car is very reptilian. You take a look at it, it's got a lot of very, what we say, menacing look to it. If you touch a crocodile, you're gone. That's it. They're very, very aggressive animals. So a car like this can give you a sensation of really, really being aggressive. So what we've done is add an aggressive look, but also add active safety. We've patented a very interesting system, a very innovative system for a front stoplight. It shows the front stoplight, and it lights up when you get close to a pedestrian crossing. So you look at the car, is this car stopping or not? And with the front stoplight, we can tell the pedestrian, yes, I am in fact putting the brakes on, or get out of the way because there ain't no brakes. So these are important things for giving active safety to the vehicle. You want to move the car around? Okay. Okay. Transport, turn it around. Close it. Okay. Close the door. Chiudi la porta. Così. Giro la macchina. Okay. Vai. I'd like to show the side of the car. Sì. Non funziona? Come? Bloccato. Ok. Non importa. the important thing is that when you look at the side of the car, this gives it a very, very powerful look. And some of the lines you can see actually come from the Strata Zero, whereas other lines are very, very new, very innovative lines. For example, the roof up here, after studying reptiles and crocodiles, we started thinking about modern architecture. This whole roof is a tensile structure held apart at the ends. All these fixations on the side are pulling the roof sideways. We have a lighter weight roof with higher structural density. There you go. That works. Okay? There you go. Eri tu che dava tutto questo peso cosa. Sì, adesso va benissimo qui. Yeah. Perfetto. So we tried to give this a very innovative look, not only to the safety of the car, but also to the architecture of the car, with an idea comes from modern architecture, which is comes from tensile structure. So new directions for the future of the automobile. And just to make sure you doesn't go unnoticed, we painted it bright orange, so no one will be able to forget it. Okay, orange is one of Nuccio's favorite colors. His Bertone design office is full of the color orange, and is also the color of creativity. So we like to have some bright, vibrant energy in this car, which is creativity. If you're on the back side of it, go. Okay, see? All you have to do is get the sign, and everything works. Bravissimo. Well, as you turn around, you can also notice the virus graphics on the body, on the side of the car. So in most cars, we have some sort of a geometric style air intake or air outtake. But now we have a more organic, more viral style, which gives a much more random form generation style look to these vehicles, gives it much more exciting. Now look at the back of this car. That is a dragon. That is a reptile. The lines coming back here is like the face of a reptile. So we're trying to get a much more aggressive look of cars. To get close to it, you could get bit by it. That's the exciting thing about supercars, because they're aggressive. They're really, really aggressive looking cars. For the interior of the car, turn around one more. So did I Gino Cora? Fausto. I go to Gino. Okay. The interior of the car, we worked real hard at putting together an interior that's minimalist of the car. I'll open the door up so we can. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay. Did you put it? Okay. Perfect. So the interior cars are very minimalist. Like most sports cars, they can be very heavy and weighted down with lots of technology and heavy trimmed pieces. But you've got very anatomical seats that are you're comfortable to sit in, give you a good grip in curves. But one interesting thing you see is that there's no backlight in this car. We didn't put any rear window in the car because technology can eliminate these things like rear windows. So what we did, we put a 26-inch screen behind the two seats. And so all the stuff you see right there is put on the screen. So we could drop it down to the lower end where you're parking. We can even put a camera inside the camera department, inside the engine compartment to transform the screen into a window. So technology is changing the way cars look in the future. We're going to see how these new directions in the future are going to give us opportunities to do new architecture, new types of usability, user experiences inside the car. And this is going to give us a great new start for the next 100 years. I want to thank you all for coming out, and we got a real quick video right here which shows how the car was manufactured, put together in record time, and we appreciate you coming up to the stand. As soon as the video is finished, I'd like to invite you all up on the stand and have a look at the car. Thank you very much.